Well, here we are at the end of September, and for anyone who thought I wasn't going to do a video covering this month's games, well, this one's here to prove you wrong. After looking over 100 odd releases and spending way too long umming and ahhing over some of them, I finally narrowed it down. This list is packed with games I'll definitely be playing, some right away, and others a bit further down the line. So without further ado, here are 9 games from September that I reckon are worth keeping an eye on. Coming in at number 1 is a title that's been delayed so many times, it almost felt like it would never arrive, but it's finally here, and that is Hollow Knight Silksong. This of course is the follow-up to the critically acclaimed Hollow Knight, except this time you'll step into the role of Hornet, a character fans of the first game will remember well. She'll find herself in a mysterious kingdom known as Farloom, a land that's equal parts stunning and sinister, with towering gothic cities, sprawling caverns, and eerie bug-filled wildernesses waiting to be explored. Now, if you've never played the original, the easiest way to sum it up is, imagine if Dark Souls was a 2D side-scrolling platformer with bugs. That's basically the DNA here, so you can expect fast, precision-based combat, tough enemies that punish mistakes, and bosses that will test your patience and reflexes in equal measure. Pair that with layered exploration, tons of upgrades and abilities to unlock, and a kind of atmosphere that pulls you in and doesn't let go, and you've got a game that's every bit as haunting as it is beautiful. Coming in next on our list is Phaland, an indie action RPG that feels like a love letter to the classics of the 8 and 16-bit era. In it you'll play a young hunter whose quiet life gets shattered when trolls and orcs raid his home, forcing him out into a world on the brink of chaos. From there, it's your job to fight back, explore dangerous lands, and slowly rise into the hero destiny demands. Gameplay-wise, this is a blend of Metroidvania exploration and old-school RPG structure. You'll trek across forests, dungeons, castles, and caves, all whilst unlocking new abilities that let you double back to discover hidden areas and secret loot. The combat is flexible thanks to a diverse arsenal, everything from daggers and spears to bows and swords. On top of that, you can also upgrade your gear, pick up scrolls that grant new abilities, and customize Sam with different equipment that mixes style with stat boosts. And it's all wrapped up in a gorgeous handcrafted pixel art that feels nostalgic but modern, with detailed animations, vibrant colour patterns, and a world that's both whimsical and dangerous. So, if you're into games that scratch that retro adventure itch, while still giving you plenty of modern polish, Phaland is one to keep on your radar, and it's one I'll probably be picking up sooner rather than later. Sliding in at number 3 is the much anticipated Borderlands 4, the next wild ride in the loot shooter series. If you've ever loved dumping sand into a gun, watching it explode, and having more useless but hilarious loot dropped than you have room for, then you're in familiar territory. This time round, the developers have promised us bigger zones, crazier weapons, and new enemy types that'll test your build in ways you didn't expect. You'll roam across wide open areas and tighter interiors, battling bandits, monstrous creatures, and maybe even a few familiar antagonists along the way. On top of that, you'll see the return of fan favourite faces like Mad Moxie, bringing her trademark style and sass into the chaos, so expect the usual Borderlands humour, over-the-top weapon stats, and that signature cooperative mayhem where everything's louder, faster and flashier, but underneath all the jokes and ridiculous weapon names, there's still some solid gameplay, whether you're going for raw damage, elemental synergies, or building survivability to handle the tougher fights. It's shaping up to be more Borderlands in the best possible way. It's wild, unpredictable, and impossible not to have fun with, and I highly recommend playing this with a friend because every Borderlands game works way better in co-op. Coming in at number 4 is Little Witch in the Woods, a cozy RPG that's been floating around in early access for a while, but is finally launching into full release. In it you'll play as Ellie, an apprentice witch who settles in a magical forest village to train, explore, and lend a hand to the locals. The gameplay is lighthearted and laid back. In it you'll gather ingredients, brew potions, befriend quirky villagers, and slowly expand both your skills and your relationships. Exploration reveals hidden areas, whimsical creatures, and plenty of secrets tucked away in the forest. It's part slice of life slim, part magical adventure, all wrapped up in charming pixel art that looks straight out of a storybook. If you're after something wholesome and relaxing between the bigger, heavier releases this month, then this one's a perfect fit. And if this paragraph didn't sum up why you should get it, imagine if Stardew Valley and the Atelier series, specifically the ones aimed at younger generations, got together and made a pixel game. This is what this is. Now, coming in next on our list is a 2D top-down pixel action JRPG, published by Aniplex. Yeah, you heard me right, I didn't know they did games either, but apparently they do. And this little gem is none other than Hike Northern Lights. In it, you'll play as Hike, a young white-haired witch, travelling across a world scarred by the old war between humans and witches. You'll be searching for her long-lost mother, a journey that eventually pulls her into dangerous forbidden areas and places guarded by witches known as Meteos or Metos, I don't know how to pronounce it. As for the game, well, it mixes vibrant pixel art exploration with action RPG combat. You'll be pushing through zones full of enemies, unlocking new abilities to open up paths, and finding moments of respite at camps where you can cook meals for buffs, manage your gear, and just breathe before diving back into the fight. What stands out to me is how it blends that melancholy emotional story of family with charming visuals and quieter camp moments. It's like the kind of RPG that balances action with heart, and one that I will definitely be playing the second I get a chance to, because I love the whole campground design vibes and all the vehicles and stuff in it and the story, so I'm hyped for this one. Coming in at number 6, we've got Dying Light the Beast, a standalone game that leans harder into survival horror more than the other games, so expect a darker story arc, new zones to explore during night cycles, and brutal new infected that make every rooftop run feel razor sharp. You'll still be sprinting, vaulting, sliding, and smashing infected, but with added tension that pushes it closer to horror than ever before. It does look like a solid pickup, but I'll probably wait for a sale before diving in. It's cool, but not something I have to play straight away. Coming in at number 7 on this list is the title I'm personally the most excited for, and that is Trails in the Sky First Chapter. This remake is a big deal because it's the game that kicked off the entire modern Trails saga, an overarching story arc that's still unfolding nearly 20 years later. And for longtime fans, this is where it all began, and now it's finally being rebuilt for modern hardware. The developers have promised that this isn't just a straight port, it's keeping the original story and soul and DNA of Trails intact while layering in major upgrades. We're talking improved visuals, reworked character models, updated battle animations, and some of the modern quality of life features fans of the newer entries like Tales into Reverie will recognise. Things like faster battle speed options, smoother UIs, and a few mechanical tweaks that make combat flow more naturally. And since this remake only covers the first chapter of Trails in the Sky, it means there's still plenty more to come. And if these releases land, well, maybe, just maybe, we'll see the rest of the older Trails games get the same treatment. Now imagine having the entire series refreshed with consistent gameplay systems and modern graphics. That would be an absolute treat for fans of the franchise, and I really hope it happens. Coming in at number 8 is a game belonging to the horror genre, a genre I normally stick well and clear of, with the exception of a few choice titles and franchises, of which Silent Hill F is one of them. And for anyone who's played other entries in the franchise, you know roughly what you're in for. Except this time, the story is set in 1960s Japan, in a fictional town of Ebisugoka. This is a town full of old wooden houses, narrow lantern-lit alleyways, shrines tucked into misty forests, and that uneasy mix of tradition and decay. It's Silent Hill, done thoroughly through a uniquely Japanese lens. And for those of you who have never played a Silent Hill game, expect slow, atmospheric exploration, where every creak and shadow puts you on edge. You'll be sneaking through streets and buildings, solving puzzles, piecing together clues, and avoiding or fighting the grotesque creatures that stalk you. It's equal parts creepy and beautiful, with its own unsettling charm. I for one can't wait to dive in, but it's going to have to wait until mid-October, because I'll be off exploring the real Japanese countryside soon, and the last thing I need is to be looking over my shoulder at night after Silent Hill F puts me into a panic mode. And finally, coming in at number 9, we've got Hades 2, the long-awaited sequel to one of the most acclaimed roguelikes of all time. This time, you'll play as Melinoe, the sister of Zagreus, who'll be taking on none other than Kronos, the Titan of Time. It keeps that razor sharp combat, endless build variety, and witty god banter the first game nailed, while layering in new abilities, weapons, and an even deeper story that changes with every run. However, despite how good it looks, for me personally, this one's going to be one of those games where I'm going to wait for a discount kind of pickup, because I know it'll be great, but I kind of don't need it in my library on launch day. It's familiar beeps and boops, so I know it's going to be good, but I don't want it straight away. Sorry for anyone who thinks that's a bad take. With that being said, that does conclude my list of 9 games that came out this month that I believe you should check out. Let me know in the comments which ones you're most excited for, or if I've missed anything out. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more game releases, rundowns, guides, and how-tos. And before you ask, next month's video probably won't happen until the middle or the end of the month, but for anyone wondering, here's the game I'm most excited for, and the reason for that delay will be simple. I'll be traveling for 2 weeks, being a tourist, a retro hunting nerd, and attending some business seminars whilst in Japan. It's quite the contrast to this month, where I was just swamped with work and burnt out and exhausted and didn't have time to do this video earlier. So if you're still here, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.